Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here with Weather in 5 on this Monday morning, the 17th of April, 2023. And things are quieting down just a little bit. We still have some residual winter storm warnings up in the upper Midwest and Wisconsin, even a few blizzard warnings right along the south shores of Lake Superior. But other than that, the weather across most of the country is on the quiet side. We don't have any severe weather risks today for the most part. We'll be taking a look at that in just a second. In the meantime, we're starting out the day in the Northeast, waiting for this cold front to just swing offshore. And you see the rotation around the Great Lakes is just kind of sitting there. So once the front passes, we should see, in general, improvement as skies are clear. There's a nice dry slop that's working its way up the Appalachians and into the Northeast. So overall today, I think it's going to be a day of where we'll have leftover clouds decreasing and sunshine gradually increasing as we move through the afternoon. That upper low around the Great Lakes not moving very far. And then on the upper left, you see what's a rather large-sized storm sitting out in the Pacific, and that is sending waves of energy in one after another. Here's the radar view as of 7:15 a.m. Eastern Time. The upper feature over Lake Michigan. Snow back through Wisconsin in the east. We've got rain showers moving through upstate New York. The southern end of this now pulling out of New Jersey and the Hudson Valley. Really not a whole lot going on the southern end. And then as we look to the south, the radars are fairly quiet right down through the south and southeast and into northern Florida. A little bit busy in southern Florida. The Storm Prediction Center today has no severe weather forecast across the United States, just a few areas of general thunderstorm activity. And then as we move on to Tuesday into Wednesday, we start to see some marginal risk in Texas up to western Oklahoma, and also in Nebraska, eastern Iowa, southeastern South Dakota, and northeastern parts of Kansas. And then following that on day 3, this is when we start to see risk pick up with a slight risk from central Kansas northeastward into Iowa and a fairly large area of marginal risk. But it's all in the middle part of the country right now. In the east, it's going to be fairly quiet for a good portion of the week. And as far as rainfall is concerned over the next 7 days, a quarter to a half an inch, maybe slightly higher amounts as you go to the north into New England, lesser amounts as you go down the East Coast. You start to tail off to the point where some areas are going to get less than 1/10 of an inch of precip over the next 7 days. Central Gulf states up to the Great Lakes, 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches, and also some heavy precip up in the Pacific Northwest. So it's really a fairly quiet week. We're going to take a stair step down in temperatures at the start of this week, and then we're going to pick up the temperatures again later in the week. So slow improvement today. Will be in the 60s to maybe around 70 with the leftover warm air around. We'll chill down tonight. For Tuesday, we should see a fair amount of sunshine, but temperatures only in the 50s to near 60 for eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England. You see the western energy. A storm moves out into the Dakotas with some snow there, but that's way to the north and west. Wednesday will bounce temperatures higher into the 60s. A warm front sets up to our north, so I think we're going to warm up nicely. 70s on Thursday and maybe even back into the 80s Friday into Saturday before the next cold front comes through at some point later on next weekend. So no major storms, no nor'easters, no gloom and doom, just sailing along here in the middle part of the month of April. So have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you later.